Well, hello there, and good morning. Thank you for tuning in to What I Need. This is now episode 16. I hope you guys have a great day today, and start at least taking one step forward to accomplishing success that you want. If you guys can do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. And if you have any comments or questions for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I will be sure to get to them. Well, as I said, guys, good morning. Was going to get to this right when I woke up, but I didn't. It's about 5:15 right now. So, I'm a little tired, but it's alright. This is my main time that I have to focus on working. And what I wanted to talk about today was giving up and what that means. As a kid, I was showed and taught to give up in a lot of situations. Just because, that type of lifestyle of success wasn't possible. The type of success that I saw and wanted wasn't possible. If I watched music videos or was watching movies and wanted to be an actor, it wasn't possible. Just get in the backyard, start drinking, smoking, playing some pool, and that's the best it gets. Do your 9 to 5, complain about your job all day, and the second you get off work, just start drinking and smoking again, and do it again over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Which I never liked. I never liked that. I mean, the drinking and smoking part, I think everybody in their life dips into that and tries it out and whatever. And of course, drinking is fun. That's why people drink. And then it spirals into a whole different dependency and using it to cope with things. But I was always showed to give up. I was always taught to give up. If I wanted to talk about anything, it was just shot right back down. And I remember when I was 8 years old, I was really into Will Smith and really, really liked him. I wanted to be like him, and I would talk about wanting to be an actor. And I remember, I was like 8 years old, and I forget, I saw his movies and just wanted to be exactly like him. And I would talk about it, and I would be like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. He was born into that. That was the only thing I ever heard, which is completely wrong. But, I've never, ever really given up. I mean, I just think that I'm not built to give up. I honestly feel like I am meant to accomplish something extremely great. And I need to do it. And I want to do it. All my life I've been chasing the bone that's far-fetched. And I love it. Yeah, it's a long, long spiral journey. But I don't think I've ever given up. Now, people who know me might say, yeah, he gave up. Because I disappeared for like 5+ years or whatever it was. And threw my music career straight in the trash. Set myself on fire and all that. Got really into a dark place with an alcoholic, suicidal, crazy mental stage in my life. And a lot of people will say, yeah, that's why you gave up. But, I really didn't give up. And that's just my point of view. I didn't give up. Even though I was drunk as hell every day, depressed as hell, suicidal, used to have fantasies of wanting to kill myself. But I didn't. I never did it. Even in those dark dark ass days where there was no hope and I was literally killing myself, drinking, throwing up blood constantly, blacking out, all kinds of stuff, pancreatitis, whatever. I didn't die and I didn't kill myself. Because even in those dark times, I still thought and believed that I would get out of this. I would get out of it. I would get out of it and then I would do great again. And I did. So I wouldn't say that I gave up. I just say I was on a road for a long time with no GPS and just lost as hell. But I think when people are driving and they're going on the long adventure, I think at one point everybody gets lost. Mine just took a long ass time. But I never killed myself or died or anything like that. I still kept going. And I'm here now. That's why I say I never gave up. And yeah, as I said, even in those dark ass days, when I was depressed as shit, hated myself and wanted to die and all this stuff, still in the back of my head, I still had in my head that I could do this. I still believed I could get that Bentley. I still believed I could get that Rolls Royce. I still believed I could get that mansion. I still believed I could get that yacht. I still believed I can come out of it and be a successful multi-millionaire. I still believe that, even in those dark days, even when I was living in a damn bathroom at a park, drunk as hell, sleeping on the bathroom floor. I still would get up and be like, all right, that's possible, that's possible. I never said it wasn't possible, ever. I might have set myself way, way, way back, but I always knew it was possible. And that's why I say I never gave up. And I'm here now. And one thing about me is I love to learn stuff. I love to learn, especially things that I'm really interested in. Now, for some things, I'm really stubborn. I'm really stubborn on wanting to learn something. Like, I might know I want to learn it, but if somebody tells me about it or pushes it on me, I most likely will say, yeah, that's cool. No. That's just how I am. But I would eventually get to it. See, I've always loved to learn all kinds of stuff. History, math, business. I mean, math, I'm just not that great at because I don't see how math is beneficial. Like, I'm not going to need to know damn geometry or chemistry for anything that I'm doing at all. It's pointless to me. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Those are normal. Even somebody who I once knew, who is a radiologist, and he's way up there in that field, and he went to college for so long to become that. He had to take geometry, algebra, and all that crazy crap, and he told me it was a waste of fucking time, and he never, ever uses it in his field. Ever. It was just a waste of time. The fuck they make you do all that shit in school for? I don't get it. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I would say it's because they make you do all that pointless, worthless shit. I guess, in my point of view, I think they would make you do it because they want to see what you're willing to go through to get that degree, where it brings us back to giving up. Like, if something's hard, is it worth doing? Well, it is if you want to get that degree. the requirements are completely pointless and you'll never use it. Geometry, algebra, you'll never use that shit ever in the damn medical field. It's BS. You won't. And I know doctors, and I know x-ray techs, radiologists, I know pediatricians, I know nurses, never ever use that bullshit. But they had to do it. And so maybe that's just school's way of seeing what you're willing, how much pressure you're willing to get into. I don't know what it is, but maybe there's a point to it to see if you'll give up, because I do know some people that went to school and completely gave up because of that. But I don't know. I mean, I think I think you know deep down inside what you're really passionate about. And maybe you might not know it right away, but I think it's in your head somewhere. And once you get it, you'll pursue it like crazy. And as I said, all my life I've loved learning. When I was, when I was about 8 years old, I remember I asked my step aunt to come over and tutor us, and help us with our homework and whatever. I got so much shit for that. I was like, I was about 8 years old. I asked my aunt, and everybody in that damn house was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Why would you do that?" Because when you're 8 years old and you're talking about learning and trying to bring learning inside of the household that I grew up in, that was a big no-no. If you liked learning, you were considered gay. You were considered stupid, annoying, all that crap. So, and when I say gay, I'm talking about being a pussy, okay? You gotta be all PC now. Anyways, so yeah, if you talk about being like, hey, I want to start learning. Oh, you're fucking gay. Why would you want to be doing that? This is stupid. Just go in the back, start drinking, smoking, go in the basement, go have sex, whatever. This and that. That's normal. That's cool. But I always like learning everything I saw, even at that young age, because as I told you guys in the other podcast, when I was about 7 or 8, I was never really inside that house. I was always out walking around and doing my own thing. That's why I know the city so well. I was like 7, 8 years old walking fucking like 5 miles in one direction just to explore, just to see what's out there. Because my quote unquote parents did not give a shit where the hell I went. Just as long as I didn't bother them and interrupt their party. But everything I looked at and was learning from it and wanted to learn as much as possible. Because I love learning. And I am still learning to this day. I'm trying to learn as much as possible. Sometimes I try to learn too much. Some people might say, if I have too many ventures, it's not a good idea. But I like it. I like to be on like 5 different paths at the same time, because I know the 5 different paths that I'm learning and practicing all will intertwine into one big thing that I want to do in the end, and eventually become an enterprise where the enterprise is the umbrella for all 5 things that I was working towards. I'm just trying to multitask like crazy. But I mean, I really enjoy learning. And as I told you guys last time in the other podcast, one of my newest things is I'm deep in the stock market. And I'm learning that like crazy. I'm doing online courses. I'm watching the Fox Business stock channel all day long. I'm on E-Trade. I'm on Robinhood. I'm reading about it. I'm doing all kinds of things. Because me, being an addict, if you're an addict, then you know what I'm talking about. We are addicted to shit. And we get addicted quick. So, I mean, I'm now, what am I? I don't know. I think I'm like 11 months sober now. I don't know. I have a friend who has the tracker in his phone. But and yeah, so I mean, I think about us being addicts. I mean, people that are addicts will always be addicts, no matter what it is. It the goal is to just not be an addict in substance abuse. I think, in my point of view, like one thing I would say I'm addicted to right now is learning the stock market because my friend who is basically like my dad, he knows that I just battled um, addiction and all that stuff and came from that crazy path. And that I was into gambling. I also liked gambling. I was buying lottery tickets and scratchers all the damn time. And he was like, I remember he sat me down one time. He was like, "Hey, why don't you ever check out the stock market?" Because he's he's very smart in investing world too. I mean, he surpassed my dad in the medical field, so he's way higher up in the doctor field. So not only does he do that, but he also dabbles into real estate. He has stock market. He also bets on football games and whatever. But I remember he talked to me about the stock market, and he said, "Why don't you get into the stock market?" And at first I was like, no. And then I had another friend who tried to turn me into the stock market, and I said no to him at first too. And I think it was just because they presented it to me. If you present me something and I don't know anything about it, most likely I'm going to say no. But eventually, if it kind of fits with me, and I notice that, it might start clicking. So he pointed it out in a way of formal luxury gambling with the stock market, because that's pretty much kind of how it is with like the top business execs, and I'm talking about big people with big money doing this day trading, and that's what got me hooked. And I was like, that's perfect. That's perfect. Now I'm watching this damn stock market like crazy. I'm like, all right, we're gonna put 100 on this, 100 on that, 200 on this. Go, go, go. The second it hits 6:30, the bell's ringing. I'm looking at the stock market like every morning's a Super Bowl. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. And what I'm doing right now, keyword is learning. I'm learning it and putting in the time and effort. See, a lot of, if you're anything like me, like one of my other friends, I could say his name. He was on the last podcast. His name's Justice. He and I relate pretty well in the sense of kind of having the same ideas. And I have a few friends kind of like the exact same as well, where like people like us, that's always had the entrepreneurial mindset and always had goals and dreams higher than what people thought was possible, and always thought school wasn't meant for us and that 9 to 5 wasn't meant for us. And that's okay. I mean, you don't have to follow society's rules. Go to school, get a 9 to 5, and that's it. That's your life. There you go. Congratulations. And if you get a good job, good for you. Thumbs up. No. So we've always tried the get rich quick schemes. We've tried that shit many, many times. Pyramid schemes, the invest $1,000 and you can make $2,000 a week. That kind of crap. Most likely it's all BS. It's all BS. But people like us have tried that shit. We have tried that many, many times. All on commission-based stuff. That's why when I see an ad, make $500 in a day, I already know it's bullshit. Maybe it is possible, but it's not really. But when I saw the stock market, I really saw how it was possible to get rich quick. It doesn't guarantee it. See, when things guarantee $1,000 a week, I know it's BS. As I said, those get rich quick schemes that guarantee $1,000 a week is BS. Because any salesperson knows that when they get into a new product, it's gonna take time. I mean, unless you're that on point where every call or every door or every this, you get a yes, yes, yes. You're not making $1,000 a week. Bullshit. No, you're not. Unless maybe you're selling a product that's expensive as hell. I don't know. But either way, I see things that say guaranteed $1,000 a week is BS. The stock market, however, I saw it and watched how it worked. And it is possible to make $1,000 a week. Very possible. You just have to put up the money to get that $1,000 a week. And it's very risky. You could lose it, you could gain it. But either way, it's flipping stocks. And that's what got me hooked. And I needed something like that. Because before the stock market, I was watching a bunch of Mad Men. And Mad Men is great. It's very motivational because I love marketing and I love business. And I love advertising. Marketing, advertising, pretty much the same damn thing. But I love that. But what I didn't tell anybody is I was also enjoying the show, Mad Men. Because in the show, it's just three big concepts. Three big key points in the show that I noticed, and anybody like me would notice. One, there's a lot of sex with random girls, which is great. There's a lot of cigarette smoking, which is great. There's a lot of drinking, which is great. And so what I didn't say to anybody is that I was watching that, and I was pretty much, I forgot I was watching the show and kind of faded out the business part and started drooling just on the drinking, smoking, and sex scenes. It's crazy. And sure enough, I finally budge into the stock market, and it's like full on. I'm fully into it, and I'm loving it. I mean, it's nonstop. There's nothing. I mean, I don't think about drinking at all. I'm just focused on back to business, my daughter, and everything else that I'm trying to work on. And I still will not give up anything. No way am I giving up. Especially now I know I'm like halfway. And now I know at any point I know right now, I can one day just get a call and be like, boom, hey, we want to offer you this or this and this and this. And it's going to start generating. It's the same thing that happened, I think, back in 2008 when my music career started blowing up. I was working. All of a sudden, I get this call. Boom. That hit. Then one thing hit. Then another thing hit. Next thing I know, I'm getting paid and this and that. Money's going up and up and up and up and up and up. I already know that's going to happen very soon. It's the same pattern that happened. From hard work and dedicating myself to my entrepreneurship, learning new ways to promote myself, learning new ways to get products out there, learning how to speak, learning how to do all kinds of things. And that's pretty much the key of today's podcast is learning. So I know I'm rambling on yet again, but all right, guys. Hope you guys got something from this. So I want to see the main thing that we were talking about today was never giving up and ways to learn. If you guys want to come in with your story and leave them in the comments below, that'd be great. Give me a time that you thought you were really close to giving up and turned out that you didn't. And what's one thing that you like to learn that's completely not in your everyday lifestyle? What's something that you would like to learn that's not in your everyday lifestyle? And yeah, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Well, all right, guys. I hope you guys have a victorious day. Never give up, and always pay attention and start learning some new things. All right, this is What I Need, episode 16. Have a good day, guys.